Lucas Urbain, the man, myth, the
Hi,
legend, joining us. How are you, my friend?
I'm pretty good. Yourself?
I'm very good. Thank you for taking the time on Friday evening for you to come
Well,
join the
thanks for
number one
having me.
show.
It's immense pleasure. Thank you so much.
Oh, no, it's a pleasure to have you on. It's an honor. One of the best touring car drivers in the world. It's cool to have you on. So thank you very much for joining.
Pleasure to
I
be
s-
here.
I
Absolutely.
see a plane behind you. Before we start the
Yeah.
RC stuff, a plane and a boat maybe, and
It was out of my RC room, a lot of stuff laying around. But yeah, I do have a couple planes. It's something I do is it's a hobby within the hobby. But it's been a long time since I've been able to go flying. I mean, since I've turned professional, I've not even flew once. But it's nice to disconnect from the competition and still do RC stuff because that's always been a passion of mine. And flying is really good fun. You just go outdoor, fly around, and yeah, no pressure. Just have fun in a nice weather. Especially the area where I live in, the field is super nice. It's the middle of nowhere. There's nobody around. You just yeah, enjoy being out and yeah, do a few batteries, or this one is actually gas powered, so a few tanks and just fly around. It's good fun.
of course it has to have the white, green, and black colorway, right?
It has to be green. Yeah, everything is
Yeah.
green. I mean, I do have one of this side, Oli
Yeah.
Sputnik shell that he gave me after his last win at ETS. But
Yep.
other than that, everything is pretty much green, black, and white somehow.
Has to be. You and
Yeah,
Alex share the dominance of the green color.
yeah, we do. To the point where sometimes it's even difficult to distinguish who is who on track.
Yeah.
Even when we do race our race shells, they do look pretty much identical, except when it's static, of course. But when we race, they look the same.
Yeah. Yeah. But two top guys in the A main with green color. Maybe that's a note I need to take down.
Probably. I mean, even sometimes David Ronalfolk joins along, and lately with the shell craziness going on, we run single color, so it could be up to three green shells, and even Peko even can even join the show. So could be could be four shells all together on track, all completely green. It's a
Green.
nightmare. I
Yeah.
guess they're not white, it makes it better, but yeah, green all around.
At least it's some type of color. The white body shell is kind of getting
Yeah.
boring now. It's just white, but it is what it is. But you mentioned body shells, and let's get right into it because you stirred the pot at ETS. I would say
Yeah,
in
I
the
did.
last round, slowly blew up over Facebook. You started with the Avalon Vortex body of testing, and obviously that went well.
Yeah, I
Tell us a little
did.
bit.
I don't know whether I should be proud of that or not, but it just what happens, you know. They came up with a quite radical design, and I was just curious, you know. I just slapped it on my car a few weeks before the ETS, and it was terrible. So I was like, okay, but what's going on? I had tons of steering, so I was like, I like steering, so there has to be a way to make it stable and drivable. So I got in touch with the manufacturers and I said, "Oh, please try again. We send you a few." And I studied the thing from up close back home because I borrowed a shell from Oli Bultnik back then. So I could spend some time and cut it the way I want to, slap on a bigger wing, and I just tested it in testing right before the ETS, and I went instantly quicker
Okay.
and actually a lot quicker. And I tried to hide it for a little bit, but then I wanted to really see on new tires at happy hour how it would handle, and then everybody could see it. So even though I tried to hide it for the next few days, some other drivers get their hands on some fresh bodies and they tried as well, and they also went quicker. So it was no point to hide anymore. And yeah, the cat was out of the box, and they all bought some body shells. It was insane to see the Tony Sport order table at the ETS
Yeah.
was full of bodies. I've never seen anything like this before. It was totally crazy.
Yeah. It's got to be probably frustrating feeling that that word gets out, but body shell is something so hard to not show on track, right? It's the only thing people see.
Yeah, and
Must
I
have been
guess it's
frustrating.
also the reason why people go crazy about it because it is so obvious. Because we might have some game-changing parts on the cars or electronics or stuff like that, but it's so easy to hide, and people just assume that your package is just good and then just they're okay with it. But the body shell is so visible and it's the most visible part of the car, and I guess that's also part of the reason why there's obviously other reasons, but part of the reason why people go crazy with body shots because yeah, you can absolutely see it.
And how big of a difference are we talking? Like, did you ever go throw special back on or something else back on to compare? Are we
Yeah,
talking two tenths a lap or?
in Appledorn, it was about 2 seconds, up to 3 maybe. So over, what do we do? 22 laps. So it's up to a tenth.
10th lap. Nice.
Yeah. And at ETS, 2 seconds is the difference between TQ and 6 on the grid, something like that. So it's a big deal.
It's a massive change. And then we saw now recently, I saw that the Huddy ETS coming up soon, they're not allowing the body.
No, they don't. Apparently, I was not there at the Hudi finale, but Alex had a few issues. I don't know if you know the Hudi track. There's a big kink at the end of the straight that is slightly banked. You need to be on the curb. I guess with the newer bodies, it's actually pinned and modified.
Okay.
And with so much downforce, and especially the downforce bias is very forward on the Avalon. You have a lot of front grip, and it seems like the car can bite in a weird way, and you do a flat spin and you just take off, and there is no soft things to it at the Hudi Arena. You end up in a fence post and you kill a car. So I've heard Alex had a few massive crashes reported to the ETS crew, and the sensible decision was then to ban the body for a while and go back to what we used to.
What's your thoughts on that? Do you think like that's just a risk you got to take? Like, do you think they should have said that's banned, or that's the real risk? If you destroy your car, that's on you. It ruins your run, so that's the risk you got to take.
I mean, if it's only a topic about the pros, then it's absolutely on us. But that's not the case at ETS. It's a hobby with people who pay for their stuff, and it's already expensive enough with tires, travel. If on top of that you have a 50-50 chance to destroy your stuff if you make just the slightest mistake, I think that's not okay. At the same time, we all compete to win, and if the option is available to us, we're gonna race the shell no matter what. And I don't think that's sending a good image. If the pros keep destroying stuff, that's probably not the right thing to do. I have more things to say about the decision that they took about restricting the wing that you have to use on the body, because for the next ETSs, we're gonna still be able to use the body, but with the original wing. Okay. It's like some kind of balance of performance, some kind of BOP that is, to me, opening a new kind of worms to where is it gonna spread to other bodies and stuff like that, more stuff to regulate. Is this the correct way? I don't know. Time will tell. For now, it's totally new, and we actually don't know.
Okay. And we posted on our Facebook, we're getting a lot of comments on the looks of the new Avalon. They say it doesn't look like a touring car. It doesn't even look like a real car. For me personally, I'm performance over looks. If it makes my car go faster on the track, I don't really care how it looks, to be honest with you. I'd rather stand first place on the podium with an ugly body shell. What are your thoughts on the look and the way that these touring car bodies are looking and going towards?
I keep asking myself the question because I don't even really know what I think. Because on the one hand, yes, I agree with you. Look over performance over looks. Yeah. Any day, I just want to go fast. But at the same time, I want this hobby to be more accessible and looking better. And I would love to race replicas. Replicas of what? I don't know. Obviously not touring car anymore. This doesn't exist. It's based on the BTCC from the 90s. It's completely dead. Touring car today is what we have in front wheel drive, is TCR. So we already have nice looking cars. Okay, that's one thing. So I would love to race replicas, but what is raced today? GT3s or LMH? I mean, GT3s, the bodies are not available. And at the same time, replicas does not signify that the body will handle well. And also, I know ourselves, like, we're going to have nice bodies for a few weeks. And if the rules are not written really properly, very carefully, it's going to get stupid again, because the demand for performance body shell in RC is not the same as a real car. So the same things that have been happening in the scene will happen again with realistic bodies. So for competition championships, I don't think it is ever possible to enforce bodies that will look good. And again, if you look at bodies that would claim to look good a few years ago, you look at an LTCR or a Speed 6. Today, we're so trained on looking at a Speciale or this kind of bodies, they look ugly.
Mhm.
They really don't look good. The ones that look good were the very first one from the 90s, beginning of the 2000s. I mean, you look at the Stratus one today, it looks pretty realistic. It looks pretty solid.
Yeah.
But everything past that looks terrible. Like all the dimensions are, we cheat in so many little areas that they look completely different to any race car today. So I guess the only way right now is to get used to it, probably take some action by the governing bodies to ensure it doesn't get too crazy. But we say that every time this happens. It happens with the Montec racer. We said, we have to do something. And it happened again with actually the Speciale that we run today is actually a copy of the DBX that was released, I don't know, in 2019.
Yep.
And it was again, it's too much. We should stop. It was nice for a few years. We had a nice status quo to where everybody would run a Speciale or a Twister at a pinch.
Yep.
And the stock boys, they ran the Wolverine, and it was cool because it was back like it was with the LTCR and the Speed 6 for a while, for 5-6 years. You don't even question what you're gonna run. You buy bodies by a box of 10, and then you're set for half a season. So that puts everything to a stop for now. Let's see what's going on. Extreme has released the Zenith right now. That doesn't seem to be too bad. Seems to be a step over the Speciale. So I guess, it's an arms race again with Aero and touring car. Let's see how long it's going to be.
And how many, I mean, ETS is coming up end of July. How many body shells will be packed in your suitcase for that race with all this hectic shenanigans going on?
At least I don't have to bring an Avalon, so that saves a little bit of space. I'm pretty sure it's going to be in between the Zenith and the Speciale or the Ghibli, which is also a replica. So
the lens,
6 or 7 bodies will easily cover the whole ETS, no problem, I guess. So that's not going to be too crazy. Let's see, European Championship. It's a different ball game because it's also early August. But then the Zenith is not yet EFRA legal. So then it's probably gonna be between Speciale, Avalon, and Zenith. Nobody knows.
Okay, gotcha. So lots to talk about in the body world.
Yeah. Right now it's gonna be the main talk.
Yeah. Well, for people that don't know you, we call you, or Scotty calls you, one of the top dogs in modified racing. You know, multi ETS winner, French national champion, international. You know, you're the top of ETS, TIDC, EFRA, FMAR. How the hell did you get started in RC? What was the first time you touched an RC car, drove an RC car race? Talk to us a little bit about that.
So the first proper race kit I got was for Christmas 2000. I mean, we had a small club in my hometown, and they were racing on parking lots back in the end of the 90s, and I was instantly hooked. I mean, my parents brought me to the track, and I was like, this is so cool. I had toy cars, like actual toy cars, when I was a kid. I don't know, 6 years old. I had this stupid Nico, terrible car. But the first proper Tamiya kit I had was in Christmas 2000. It was a Tamiya T03F, so already a touring car. I've only pretty much driven touring car. I've never done off-road, and I've seldom done pan car, very little bit. Yep. But other than that, only touring cars. So that was my first kit. And I really started at the very, very bottom. It was essentially bashing back then. Even the races that we had no counting system. So I even went to races with people shouting at car numbers and writing down the amount of laps. There was no time and laps. It was amount of laps, because it was so bad anyway. You will win by 5 laps. It was the standard thing that would happen. And it was no stagger start. So we put all the cars on the line, and somebody say, go 5 minutes. And we just, we went. So it was always a matter of strategize whether you would go at the back and let everybody crash at the front, or try to lead the race.
Yeah.
But no, that's how I started. So what's that? 26 years ago.
26 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, I think I directly attended my first race at the club, probably February or March 2001, something like that. And I mean, raced at the club, silver can motors, nothing fancy. It was really, really slow back then. And then the next obvious thing to do was to go Tamiya Cup, because we had Tamiya kits. My brother, who's 5 years older than me, saw my car and was like, I need one as well. So like 3-4 months later, it was his birthday. My dad bought another kit for my older brother. And I guess we went Tamiya Cup first, because it was still some magazines back then. it was quite popular in France. We had some very good ones, and it was some very nice reports and articles about Tamiya Cup all around the country. So I think that's the first sort of okay race where I actually used a transponder in my car,
Yeah.
and I saw people saw tires. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Let's buy some salts. I had never raced carpet before. We used to race in sports hall back home, but we had no idea about carpet. So we raced on the floor directly. We just put garden hose for track layout and we just
Yep.
race around. So the first time I saw a carpet track, I was blown away. I had no idea. And that was probably in 2002, 2003 already. So I would say for at least the first 4 to 5 years, I had absolutely no idea, zero idea what I was doing. But I still loved it to bits. So I still wanted to race. Asking my parents, "Oh, let's go there. Let's try something new. Let's go to this track that I heard about," because there was no internet. So you just heard from people, and you just phoned the guy asking if you can go to the racetrack. I mean, you register by sending an actual mail to the race organizer. I mean, I don't know if you've seen some, but back then people used to send fax to request entries, or manufacturers talking together to their driver and teams. I'm going to send my drivers to your facilities, and we need such and such batteries from your sponsor. You just send a fax. That was the way to do back then. But
Crazy. No live RC
yeah,
or no my RCM or nothing
nothing.
now.
No, nothing.
Yeah.
None of that.
Was there any off road when you were growing up? Like, did you
Not in my
why
area.
on
None
road?
at all.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I guess my dad, even though he had no connection with RC, was obsessed with Formula One back then. And I liked looking at rallies, and I had the Gran Turismo when I don't know, it was 1996 when the first one was released. So I was 6 or 7 years old, and I was instantly hooked also by the game on the PlayStation. So it was always all about road racing. I did not even question about off-road or jumping or stuff like that. It was always as much grip as possible and as fast as possible around corners.
Yeah, the proper way.
That's okay. Benja. No, I've tried off-road. Obviously, I tried a few cars, but that, I mean, with some training, it would probably work. But I guess that's not for me right now.
Yeah, I think you could be able to pick it up easy, no problem.
Yeah, the third dimension is tricky, man.
I believe it. I've never raced off road. I've never tried it.
I nearly killed the owner of a car that I've tried one day. He tried to tell me, "No, this jump, you come flat out, and then you brake. It's a step up, so you have to brake, and then you slow down for the jump." I was like, "Oh, okay, flat out," and I forgot to brake. So the car went like, I don't know, 6 meters up in the sky. I was like, and he went just in front of his face. I was like, "Okay, just hand the transmitter. I'm done."
Do you follow? I'm sure you do, but you watch some of the big off-road races. You've seen. Do you follow off-road? Yeah.
Yeah, I actually watched the Euros last week very closely, because I don't know, these guys are so good. They're really, really good. Like, it seems impossible what they do, because the track is always changing. The cars are so far away because the tracks are so big. Nitro seems to be, I don't know, it never really works, except like these guys managed to have no issue for 45 minutes. And the fact that a few guys seems to be able to always be at the top no matter what, I think that says a lot. I mean, what Ongaro has been doing lately, even though he didn't win that one, but to be constantly at that level, day in, day out, wherever he goes, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's similar to Orlowski now in our touring car game. It doesn't matter track conditions, carpet, asphalt, what part of the world, he's always podium.
Yeah. So no matter what. Yeah, always reliable, always on pace. At some point, he will be at the front, and that's quite amazing.
Yeah. When you were growing up and racing and traveling to these races, was there a point that you thought to yourself, "Oh shit, I can do this at a high level," like, or this is what I want to do? Was there any thought about that, or was it just for fun?
I think that came pretty late. I mean, I don't know if you felt the same during your sort of career, but you always, the progression is never linear. You make some steps, and then you sort of look back and, oh, okay, I went through this journey, but now I'm this good. And then you make another step. And I think it came quite late. I mean, I attended nationals for the first time, I don't know, 2004, 2005. And back then it was not even called stock. It was called promotion or something. It was not even a real class, because there was only, like, we called it elite. And if you wanted to be national champion, you raced this class. But there was this smaller class for newcomers, and it was much smaller. So the ratio was opposite. It was much smaller than modified back then. And I don't know, I started winning this class back in 2005, and then I jumped to modified the following year, probably 2006, and I was dead last the whole time, like last at nationals. But I made a big jump during the winter 2006, 2007, and my club was hosting the nationals, the first run of 2007 on carpet indoors. And I practiced the whole winter, and I TQ'd and win, like out of nowhere. And I kept doing this kind of stupid stuff the whole time. Like, I was completely unknown, and comes to Euros 2009 in Luxembourg, and I TQ one qualifier in modified.
Yeah.
Again, pretty much unknown, not even front runner at nationals. Like, probably I had a podium or something. And then nothing for a couple of years, and it's been always kind of like this, like some big spikes of performance and not much. And what I've been working through my career is to make sure that my bottom performance sort of get closer to my to my best. And lately it's been getting better, obviously, consistently in EM mains, and a few podium finish here and there. A few mishaps, as last few races were not too good, but it's getting back on track slowly and steady. But yeah, that's pretty much how it happened. So I got my first, like, factory deal probably 2011 at Yokomo. So already, like a long time already after I started. So things went pretty slow and steady. But then 2011, Yokomo factory team, being surrounded by the best in the business, Ronald, Naoto. It was insane to see these guys at work and being with them and seeing how good they were, because then I had the same stuff and I could really gauge the gap that I had to them. It didn't do anything good at Yokomo back then. I don't think I even got one single A main ever with 3 or 4 years at Yokomo. I was really, really bad.
But for you, it wasn't full time then? No.
I mean, full time is only 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It really happened really late. I'm turning 37 tomorrow, actually. So I turned professional at 34, which I guess is really, really late. So I'm probably not the best example to show people. I don't know if you know about the survivor bias. Like, oh, you should believe in your dream and work hard, and good things will come to you eventually. That's not necessarily true. I've been really, really lucky that I could keep having the fundings to do it on my own, even though I had factory support here and there, but the traveling was expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And I would not recommend everybody to be that resilient, to keep doing it, keep losing and do it ever and ever again in a way that's probably not super healthy. So it just happened because I kept going at it nonstop. And yeah, I'm very lucky and blessed that it finally happened. It was never really an objective, but it's something you get on the back of your mind. You're like, if I keep doing good results, maybe one day I'll have a chance and I can add some value here and here. And it's mostly not only because of my results that I got this deal at the same time. It's also because I can do other things on the side, and I add some value in another way than just only racing.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've never heard someone say that before. About always everyone says follow your dreams, push the limits.
That's bullshit.
You have a different look. Okay.
That's bullshit. I mean, of course, everybody who succeeds in life has followed this dream and never gave up. But how about everybody who who struggle and never made it? You never hear these people because they don't have a voice.
Yeah.
And actually, that's, in my opinion, a very bad advice when I hear a superstar saying, "Oh, I always believed." Yes, of course you always believe. That's okay. That's part of the reason why you're there. But the actual reason you were there is probably luck, opportunities, stuff like that that you cannot.
Control.
It's okay to believe that you make it happen, but the truth is that's not necessarily true, and you need to accept that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I've never thought of it that way. So but it's good, and I think it level sets the mindset when you come to racing because it's extremely difficult and extremely hard to be at the level that you guys are at every week.
Yes, but if I also, in my case, if I have to look back at all the things that had to go right for me to be in this position today, I mean, I'm not necessarily come from money, but I come from a middle class family that could always support me, and that's already one lucky aspect. I had the club near my place. I had the hobby shop in my town. My dad could take some time off to drive me to races, and then I got my driver license fairly early, and then I could drive to races. But also, my parents could give me money to send me to races.
Yeah.
I mean, that's already so many boxes to cross. I mean, it was funny because at nationals back in end of the 2000, early 2010s, the top two at nationals were me and another French guy, Loic Yasmin. I don't know if you heard of him. He's retired now. But we live 500 meters from each other. So you cannot tell me that the actual two best drivers available in France live next to each other.
Yeah.
It's just a happy accident. It's just well, that's what I mean. It's not a happy accident. It's just the circumstances of that area made sure we succeeded together. But
you had the resources.
There's no guarantee. Yes.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee.
Yeah, I remember Jasmine when I first started racing. I remember I would watch RC Racing TV and whatnot and see him fighting at the grid, his blue and white body shells.
Yep.
Sad to see him not.
And we met at the track in the early 2000s, and we found out we were almost neighbors. That was
that's funny.
Pretty crazy.
When you were racing at these levels and growing up, you mentioned Ronald? Did you have any influences growing up? Coming up the scene, because now, believe it or not, it might be hard to say, you are some people's influences. So who were yours when you were growing up?
I think the first ever international race that I attended, France used to have this race called the Urbain Cup in French Alsace, northeast of France, so close to Germany, once a year. And I think I attended the first one 2004 or 2005. Has to be 2004 because Mark just won his title in Florida. And he turned 18 or 17, not sure anymore, at this race in France. And that's the first superstar driver I ever witnessed to drive. And it was mind-blowing. I've never seen anything like that. The track was technical and it was high grip, which I had no idea about. And it looked like his car had like a magnet under the front wheels. And it would hit every apex, no matter what. And yeah, that was mind-blowing. So obviously, I was captivated by that, and I obviously followed Mark because he was by far the best during that era. He kept on winning everything. So it was inspirational because I think at that race he won in front of either Mark Fisher or Sten Graversen, all three with Tamiya's. They dominated the race, obviously, because France had no level back then. But the gap that Mark was able to put on other good drivers back then, like very, very strong drivers, was mind-blowing.
Yeah. And fast forward 20 years, you and Mark are teammates.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. If I would have told me that back then, I would not have believed it. Yeah. But it's funny how perspective changed because, yeah, you go from idol to teammate or even rivals in some ways. That's absolutely not something I would have ever expected for sure.
Yeah. You mentioned rivals there. Like when you have a teammate who's his level and you guys are, top 10 in the world in touring car, is there a lot of pressure when you guys go to these races together to be the best for Osmatics per se?
Yeah, I mean, on my side, yes, of course, because you feel like you have something to prove because the history behind someone like Mark that was won everything. He has nothing to prove anymore. And the way also he delivers his results are always spectacular because he can be nowhere for half a weekend. And when it matters, he just shows up. He's done it countless times. So mentally, that's difficult because even though when you have some margin, you think, oh, okay, I got him covered. he finds a way.
Yeah.
And it takes some resilience and to keep doing it and try again, because I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I don't know the poor Germans, because in a way you race in Germany, you're gonna get your ass kicked, but kicked so bad, and you
Yeah.
have to keep doing it. And in my case, yeah, it was pretty much what everybody expected. Like, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. I did not give up, and I got close at some point, beat him a few times, but obviously he had the upper hand,
Yeah.
as you'd expect. But yeah, now it's game on. He changed teams, so more than ever, I want to beat him.
When did you find out about that, on the Facebook post, or were you informed prior to that Facebook post?
I find out by a different source, I don't know, 10 days before. So very shortly before it happened.
Okay.
He was already back from the Hoodie Arena when the photo shoot happened and stuff like that. So I knew a little bit before, and I was not even sure if it was true or not, because my source was, okay, I can trust that guy, but is that even true? So
Yeah. There was a lot
yeah,
of history between those two parties, so it's why it was interesting when it came out.
Yeah, interesting is the correct term. That's for sure. That's
Yes.
that's not something you would have expected 5 years ago. That's for sure.
I still didn't expect it now.
No,
I was
it feels
recording.
weird. It feels really weird.
When I see the ETS and I see him in X-ray shirt, it's like I
Yeah,
feel like I'm dreaming.
Even him, you can tell it still itches in some places. Like it's new. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna get used to it, but yeah, that's not for sure not something you would have expected.
No, it's not.
And the funniest thing is that some of his close friends didn't know, because it had to be kept secret. And when some of us tried to, probe and ask the close friends, and if they know anything, say, "Oh no, not possible. It's not gonna do that." And then they ask him, "Right, Mark, you're not going to X-ray, right?" Well, then actually, he actually did. So that was pretty good. That was good fun. I mean, the memes are good.
Yes. I saw a lot of memes posted in the groups, and
yeah.
Yeah, I first met Mark in like 2022 when he came to Toronto at Phoenix for a race.
Yep.
I will not mention what he said about the X-ray car in my hand at the time, but I'm sure you could imagine what he said. So it's interesting to see it full circle now.
Yeah.
But now that he's gone, does that raise the pressure for you, or does it lower it? Because now you're the face of Automatics and modified driving for Automatics.
No, in my mindset, in my shoes, it eases the pressure a lot. I've always struggled being or feeling like a number 2 driver in a team, because it always hurted my confidence to see and witness that somebody with the same stuff as me would outperform me. You could almost see, like, when he was doing really well and I would struggle, and the opposite. And no, I think to me it eases the pressure quite a bit, and I can relax and do my things. And even though Simon Lauder lately has been bursting on the scene, spectacular, he's been so good lately, but we do get along, we can work together. I feel like there is a bit less ego going on between him and I, rather than between me and Mark.
Okay.
I guess the whole team will benefit from it. Like, is it Simon, myself, Team Val, who's working a bit behind Simon, but it's been so helpful.
Yeah.
So I guess the team synergy right now is actually pretty good. So I'm actually looking forward to build that on and working together and see how it can unfold and either boosts Simon, myself, anybody else. I think that for the brand and the results can be an actual positive.
That's interesting, because some people would think, Mark's obviously top 3 driver in the world, safe to say right now. So it's interesting for you to say, this is better for our team results wise. It's almost maybe like he was holding back the team. Is that what you're hinting to?
I mean, on his own, he was always at the front. It's just that it was because there were some ego involved. I I feel like the synergy was not there.
Okay.
I also had difficulties sharing all my stuff with him because he was so close to Mikael at times, and Mikael was my main rival. We had so many 1-2s, Mikael and myself, that I could never beat him for the longest time. I was like, if on top of it he knows the stuff that I'm using, he would even hurt my confidence even more.
Yeah.
So that was part of the difficulties that I had back then. With that gone, I can confidently share with everyone in the team, knowing that it's going to stay within us and we can move on and progress forward together. So in terms of pressure, I think that eliminates a big weight on my end. So even though it might not show right now, in the long run, it might work out. I mean, we had glimpses of it at Appledorn, even though
Yeah.
we missed on the podium, but it was a very proud moment. After FP2, we were top four somatics.
Yeah, because
Simon,
you.
Tim, Eric, myself.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
blown away by that, and that was actually a true team effort because we pretty much all run the same car at that point.
And you mentioned Simon. Simon's now obviously come on the scene. He won the Stock World Championship. He moved to modified, and in the last 2 years, it's been insane the jump that he's gone to. Like
Yes.
insane to see. So is there any pressure from him now as a top Awesomatics mod driver, like at the track? Because now he's like a fast guy.
No, it's a different relationship. I have much less ego when it comes to racing against Simon because I can see the work that he puts on day and night on top of having a day job. Everything that he does is in one direction. Is very focused. He wants to do better. He wants to win. If I can help him achieve that, I'm happy to do so. And I guess there's more to come.
Okay, interesting. Like you mentioned, I was watching, and again, FP2, you guys top 4 were Awesomatics, and obviously Eric Dankel's a top driver. Tim Wall pulls it out of his hat whenever he has a radio.
Yeah.
How different were your guys' cars, or how much do you guys share when you four are working together at these big events with Mackler on the wrenches? How much are you guys all trying different things each run for practice?
I mean, we practiced the weekend and the weeks before. So Appledorn is usually a practice fiesta. We practice so much there. Every year is the same because it's the first outdoor race. The date is pretty well chosen because we have pretty much nothing in like May so we have all the time. It's the beginning of the outdoor season, so you need to also brush off the dust from carpet and get used to high power again, high corner speeds. All this kind of stuff. And Appledorn is ideal. It's one of the best facilities we have in Europe. There's constantly some drivers around there, so the grip is pretty good. The track crew maintains the area perfectly, so it's always pretty good. The only bad side is the weather. Netherlands is terrible about that, but when the weather is good, it's really a good place to test. So when we have new ideas, and we always have when we come out of the carpet season, we want to apply everything we learn on carpet, see whatever can work on asphalt. So it's always a perfect rendezvous to put everything together. And for none of us, it's really far to drive there. And it's a 4-hour drive for me. It's probably a 7 hour drive for Simon. So it's still worth it if you spend 2-3 days there. And yeah, we communicate before, and I bring a car from the year before. Simon bring the car from previous year, and then we have a joker car. Like we put some new ideas on it, and maybe he copies one of my cars from previous year and I copy one of his cars, and then we can cross-check, cross-reference whatever we're doing. And then because we go multiple times, we analyze, talk about it, and go again, try some new ideas, whatever we found the previous test.
Gotcha.
So it's all about to try his ideas, he tries mine, and we sort of figure a path. I keep saying RC, at the end of the day, it's an individual sport. The teamwork, more than 2 or 3 people, is very hard to execute. I keep saying that more than one table worth of drivers, it's really hard to do teamwork. So 4 people maximum.
Okay.
Simon and Tim have the perfect synergy. Like they go really far into helping each other to wear it. They drive the exact same equipment, the exact same car. They pass on the transmitter at the end of the day to try the other guy's car, and more and more, because I also travel to their places, we start doing that with also another guy, Dominic Schmidt, who just joined us Somatics. So there is also some synergy going on there, and step by step, I guess we start to learn how the other work and what they like and how we like to work together. So it's only progress that I'm seeing right now. We getting to know each other more and more, getting friends on top of being teammates. Lately, it's been working really well. The stock side of the team currently it's very different. Well, we cannot really exchange with them because they really have different tires.
Yeah.
The way it is right now at ETS, it's totally different compounds, so nothing really translates into what they're doing and what we're doing. Sometimes there is some stuff going both directions, but it's very seldom. Only lately, the Euros is gonna be on a similar compound. It's gone on the new Hoodie A2, whatever it's called, which is very similar to the Matrix D tire that we have, or Sweep D compound. It handles pretty much the same, to the extent where I was really curious and I started testing stock back home in Luxembourg for the Euros as well, to have a feel for it and understand if the modified setup would translate into stock as well, stuff like that. It's too early to say, but perhaps if we unify the tires modified and stock, we're gonna be able to exchange from the stock side of the team and the modified side. But right now, not much is being translated from the two
both
sides.
sides. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys' stock team is still extremely strong.
Yeah.
With Mackler helping out, Baltnik.
Yeah.
You guys are a very strong team. You won TITC, you dominated that race. So it's still like they're doing really good stuff on that side of the table.
Yeah, especially with the input from Max. Max has a very specific style, but I like how decisive he can be. He says, he put his fist on the table, this is the way we're going to do it, and we stick to the plan. When Max goes testing, it's very black and white. He tries something, if it's either good or bad, and he moves on. There is no hesitation, no second thoughts. So even though he can miss out a few points and clever ideas here and there, the only way is forward. There is no question. There's no, we tried this part 2 years ago, let's try it again to make sure. No, it's the end. And for us, it's very refreshing as drivers, because he says, we try a part and it doesn't give enough satisfaction. He says, okay, this is out. Let's not talk about it. We drive this now and we don't even discuss about it, and we move on. And for someone like me who is obsessed with small details and trying everything, I can quickly get distracted by too many things. And it's good to have someone like Max in the team that just gives a clear heading. This is how we're going to do it. Sometimes we don't agree, but at the same time, accepting his decision, you just make sure we all move in the same direction. And so far, it's been positive.
Nice. Yeah, we had Max on the show, and you can tell from talking to Max, he's one way or the other way. He's either yes or no. He's not a maybe type of guy, and I think that's good for a team manager.
Absolutely. Because not only that, he can say no, and it's important to have somebody that is able to say no. I'm not good at it, and I'm always a sort of in between kind of guy. Not Max.
No.
So he cuts the apple in half. Make sure that's the way we go now, and no questions asked.
How much are you involved? I know the relationship with Olge, with Max, he sends a lot of stuff to test, but how much are you involved in the R&D side of things, of pushing the car to the next level with new parts or new options, items like that?
I mean, lately I've been a bit slow in suggesting new ideas because I don't have many, but I do love testing. So whenever something new, Oleg designs something new and needs to be tested, obviously I get the stuff and I go to the track. That's probably my favorite part of the job. Like, I like testing to a fault, because that doesn't always make you faster, but I love understanding. I love discovering new things, new ways of doing stuff. I guess it's no accident that I'm the one who figured out the Avalon, even though it could have been anybody. But I know so many guys who would have given up on the first run, and I could see some potential, and I tested again, and I implemented new ideas, and now it's probably the best body out there. So yeah, suggesting new things. It's been a long time since I really have something new that I came up with that's been designed in the car. But at the same time, Oleg is so brilliant and creative in his designs that I have no worries that some brilliant stuff is gonna get released every time that he has a new idea, and it's always brilliant.
It's crazy what you guys. I mean, the car in general is crazy compared to everyone
Yeah.
else's design. That 12 scale is, broke the world when it was released in 2020. The new front end is, everyone's mind boggled. So what he does over there in his part of the world is insane.
I'm amazed that he's able to keep doing it time and time again. Because I heard many times that really creative people have some very short lifespan, around 10 years. But Oleg has been able to demonstrate that it just keeps doing it times and times again, which is to me is really mind-boggling. That he's still so creative, even so far into the development of his own ideas.
It's exciting to see what's going to come in the future because he has some crazy shit up his street.
Driving for automatics for that reason is so exciting, because you're gonna be at the front end of innovation every time, and even though it can be frustrating to have something new that is so much better than the rest that will eventually get copied. And don't get me wrong, sometimes we are the one copying as well, and we don't claim to have invented anything. We try to do the things better, but at the same time, the stuff that we do gets copied quite a lot. So it can be frustrating that other brands don't figure their own way of doing things. But at the same time, who am I to even take pride into what Oleg is doing? It's his job, and I'm just a user, and I'm just here to show the world that it's better than everything else. So that's the way it is. That's the way it's always been in competition. People copy each other. That's fine.
Yeah.
But to be the first one to, especially in my position, to receive sometimes the new stuff that nobody can see, it's so satisfying.
Yeah. Especially where you came from growing up, right? You were the last place car. Now you're, it's a huge jump.
It is, but it's also such a privilege. I'm very lucky.
Yeah. I'm in the Osmatics Discord, and I see when people ask you questions how detailed your answers are. Everything is perfect.
I cannot give a generic answer. I'm obsessed to a point with what I would call the truth. I want to say true things. So when I don't know, I don't want to say a generic answer like I want more steering, put softer front springs. Yes, of course it might work, but it's never that simple. Yeah. And we know, and you know yourself, you're an RC racer, you know that setup is far more complicated than that. And when I give an answer, I want to know all the details before I say anything, and I want to make sure that the end user also has a good experience. And I also want people to understand what they're doing. So rather than give a pre-made answer that will for sure help them, at the same time, I want to make sure they make progress. Because, I mean, I've been asked the questions a few times. I asked you because you know so many things, and they never question, how do I know so many things? Nobody ever taught me. I learned myself because I'm curious and I want to discover and find out by myself. Of course, it takes longer. It's never a straight line. You have some accidents here and there, and you take a wrong turn, and you go back a few steps, and then you try something else. But at the end, you build such a complete sort of, not really knowledge, but have a picture that you understand more and more, and you can link things together. But I also understand that people just want to have a good time and put their car together and have good experience. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm also more and more aware that sometimes, I just need to point directly at what they need to do, and they have a good time, and that's all they care. But I tried always to put myself in their shoes a bit too much, like in their shoes, what I would have to be explained to understand, and how is the next step to figure it out myself, so I actually make progress.
Yeah, I think that's good though, because it has many people, they ask, oh, what do I do? And then you just give them an answer, but they don't learn what it does. But you actually step it break by break, There's multiple things you can do for more steering. So you got to figure out what the best combination with the rest of your package is to make the car balance with the more steering, you know.
Yes, I mean it's just the whole saying like somebody is hungry and you can either feed them a fish and don't go hungry for a day, or you can teach them how to fish and they never go hungry anymore. So there's truth in both. Again, some people just want to have a good time and don't overcomplicate things. Give them a setup, and they will drive around happily. But at the same time, I also wish everyone sort of success. And if you just copy setups or listen to driver A or driver B is doing, you will be okay, but you will never be on top. It's no drivers at the very top that act like that. They just figure out their own stuff.
Yeah.
And that's how you get better.
So some people, they just show up to the track with their car from the same last week, put it down, run the car for fun. No problem.
Some
like you
very
said,
good drivers, some people you never think that actually
they do
it.
that.
Yes.
I've heard.
You'd be amazed.
I heard Mark's like that.
Mark prepares last minute, but he's well prepared, and his cars actually do look pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, you look at Mark's car in picture, the wiring is very clean. He likes shiny stuff. It's pretty good. But some other big names, not quite so.
I see always, and I don't want to call people out, but Christopher Krapp, he posted a picture of his Yokomo. The wiring is so ugly.
I mean, he got called out not long ago on Facebook that he rewired his car, and then somebody questioned if his account has been hacked. So
even I did my car.
That's crappy for you. Yep.
I did my car too with the new Orca motor. You know, I wired it what I thought was nicely. I posted photo, and Kevin E. Bear messaged me. He goes, "It looks like a plate of spaghetti." And I was like, I tried so hard to make it nice. And
to your credit, it's not that easy with the New Yorker motor. It's not straightforward. I'm yet to have fully figured the correct way of wiring it cleanly. I mean, it looks okay, it's reliable, but there has to be a better way.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because you can go like straight over, you can go back around the motor, come back. It's Frankie needs to fix it.
I do have a car right here. That's the solution that I came up with right now.
Yep.
But where's my camera?
Oh,
but there has to be a better way.
Yeah. I see Automatics. When I see your car here, it reminds me, because we're talking about R&D. You guys released your new chassis this week.
Yep.
That's probably the fourth chassis now, option chassis. You guys, no bad. I'm just.
Yeah. In a different material again. Surprise.
Yes.
Yeah. That's just some stuff that Oleg comes up with. Let's try this. He sends us the parts, and then I guess it's up to us to figure it out if it's actually good or not, and if it's actually worth investing into production and stuff like that. And actually, it was surprisingly good. I mean, on the high grip carpet back home, it was a game changer. It was so good. It's just that we never got any high grip on ETS during ETS in carpet this year, so we could never really show it, and we always ended up running steel instead.
Yeah.
But it seems really, really strong, and because the stock boys were facing a difficult situation lately, because they like to run the biggest batteries they have in Blinky stock outdoor, because our tracks are so big. And with the steel car, you can't do it. You're going to be 20, 30, 40 grams overweight, and it completely nullifies the advantage of a bigger battery.
Yeah.
So they're tempted to run carbon, but on high traction, carbon is not that good versus steel. So what do? You sacrifice a bit of power. And now we have a solution in between to where they can run an 8,000 packs for really big tracks. Like for the Worlds in China, the track was going to be so big. It was all about power, but a carbon on such high grip just drives like a wet noodle. It was terrible. Yeah. And that chassis came in handy for them at that track. And it's also very stiff, and for just carrying corner speed on very open tracks for stock, it seems really, really good. So we have good hopes that it will be good. I mean, we have it. I had it. I think I ran a car with it when we met in New York. I had it already in one of my cars.
Okay. Yeah, and I think Sam's been running it.
Yeah, Sam and Camp, we all had it. Yep.
Yeah, and Sam's results speak for themselves. So it
Yes,
worked very well.
absolutely.
His machine.
On carpet is so damn good.
You brought up New York. We met in New York. Was that your first time on the CRC black carpet?
Yes.
Is struggle a fair word to say or differentiate compared to what you
Yes.
have at home?
Yeah. I mean, I since then I had a second taste at the CRC black carpet. I went to Italy in January, and they have the old, like still black, but the one of the first few batches.
Okay.
So I don't know if you had what the Americans call it, punch yourself in the grip, in the dick kind of grip. You know, the crazy traction.
Yeah.
And I had so much fun there that I kind of feel sorry for you guys that the latest batch of carpet have been a bit disappointing, and it has arguably not enough grip to where it just pushes and floats, and it's a bit kind of boring because you cannot have open layouts in the US. The facilities are just too small, and so in such Pac-Man very small layouts, if you have low grip on top of it and you cannot put any power down, I don't think it's super fun. But the experience I had in Italy on the crazy grip was so good. Like reminded me of I don't know, TITC kind of grip level, because it was bumpy on top of it, and we had to use the curbs to go faster. Yeah. So you have to find the right balance between gluing the sidewalls and not gluing too much, and having enough steering in the car, but also not too much, because otherwise you flip. And being able to send the car so hard and with so much grip and driving on 3 wheels all the time, man, that was so much fun. Yeah. So now I kind of want to come back, but probably to, I don't know, to facilities that's known to have more grip. I don't know, Apex or this kind of places, and experience proper American high grip to see what it's like.
I think if you want to, I went to RCCA in Texas, Chris Adams' track. Yeah. I think that has the most grip I've ever seen. I had to glue my rear tires because there was so much grip. So
that sounds good.
It's not good when you traction roll randomly halfway through a run. You know, it's like, oh. So I think if you want high grip, go there.
Because I remember my first ever high grip carpet experience. It's not fun. Like the first time you experience it, it's not fun. And I get it that it's not necessary as a whole in the hobby to have these everywhere, because it's impossible to learn. If you're not at a certain level already, you smash your car, third lap of the first battery, the car is already broken. You have no idea the car is broken. You keep on driving, you just have a bad time. But when you know what you're doing with a lot of grip and a good car, because I mean, we have the best machine for this kind of condition, let's be honest. Driving on automatics on such grip is so good. And the car just comes alive and you can fully send it everywhere. It's so satisfying. So yeah, I'm always into this kind of conditions these days. It's just so much fun.
Will we see you come over back again? Is there any plans to come over this carpet season to?
I don't know. There's nothing planned yet. I have visibility until mid-November because of the World Championships. After that, not entirely sure. It looks like I'm going to be headed to Korea, South Korea in October for the GRC race for the first time. Really looking forward to it. But yeah, probably similar dates as NYGP and other carpet races in the US. So I don't know. December, I might also be busy. EWS in the UK, probably going back to China for the FEMCA race. Who knows?
Yeah.
So let's see. That leaves January, but there's going to be an ETS there. So again.
Well, April, we have the Canadian Nationals. So you can come to that one. We'll
figure that
out. Yep, we have it. You never heard of Canadian Nationals?
No, of course I have. Yes.
Oh, okay,
is it still in that mall place here, or it can change every time?
Well, we were in the Target before, a place in the mall with the big track, 120 by 60. Now we are at a smaller track, but it's in the center of the mall, so everyone can watch. So there's spectators. Even Sam, when Sam was there this year, he was like, I get so nervous going up because there's so many people, right? So,
yeah, that's the thing. Especially in the US, you are at the back of industrial court, whatever thing place with nobody around. Is just a few RC nerds driving together and having a good time. But you guys for sure are not used to drive in public places.
Yeah, exactly. But the Canadian Nats takes that equation. You know, on Saturday and Sunday were main day. The fence around, there's 3, 4 people back in line standing
No
and
way.
cheering. Yeah,
Wow.
because Mutter, and it's the F main of Formula One, and people are still cheering like it's crazy.
No
So
way. That's great.
yeah, you have to come one time. We'll figure it out. We'll get you
Actually,
there. So, but do you plan your schedule? Like you saying you're going to these races, are you involved in that, or who makes that up for you?
I still find it insane. I have so much freedom with Max and Oleg. Like they trust me, and I also make sure I don't overspend whatever company is making.
Yeah,
Just keep it reasonable. Some races make sense. It makes sense to go at least once a year. North America, we go to Asia whenever possible because we're not enough there. And so whenever there is a possibility and it's not too costly, we just go. And similar for practice, I just decide whenever the weather is good and I smell good conditions, I just go. And
that's got to be
it's actually
nice.
amazing that of course sometimes we discuss should we go there, should we not, and a trip like TITC, a trip like the World Championships has to be discussed, how to save money and how to be smart about it, and so on. But other than that, it's pretty much total freedom,
Yeah,
which is amazing. I have so much freedom, which is so good.
which is good. Where's your favorite place to go to, or your favorite race you've been to? Like, where's one place where Max and them say you have to go, you get excited to go?
I mean, my favorite race has to be TITC. I mean, it was absolutely my favorite until this year, and I finally sucked for the first time at TITC, and I'm like, oh, not sure anymore. But I knew that at some point TITC bites, and I've actually I had this discussion with Ronald a few years ago, and I had it again this year. That he had a few experience already on his side where the whole week, the whole 10 days of practice, not even one time top 10,
Yeah.
and you keep on digging. It's like 10, 11, 12 days in a row that you don't perform, and RC Addict can do that to you, as I found out this year.
Yeah.
No, it has to be TITC, probably my favorite. I love Appledorn. First round of the year, ETS, so much practice. We all so prepared. And we go to the same place every year. So I've visited Appledorn for the first time, I don't know, in 2011. Some of the first ETSs were in 2008. So you can imagine some people have been there every year for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
So you know the place. And yet we still learn. Every year we find something new. This year was the first time we didn't go faster than the previous year. So I'm not exactly sure what happened, if it was the track conditions, because we had better bodies by all measurable aspects, and we didn't beat the times from the previous years. But we keep on finding new things, and I have a thing for races like Appledorn where you can master almost every aspect of the car and setup. But I do also have a thing for a random new carpet race that attracts, I don't know, 200-300 drivers that nobody has ever visited on the layout with different track markers that we don't know, and it's brand new for everyone.
Yeah.
That also has its own thing.
Yep.
So that's the two extremes. And TITC is about the same as Appledorn. Every year is the same, and every year you find something new to struggle with, and every year you find something new to go faster with. It never stops, and it's often going in circle because 1 year you go steel chassis, the next year is alloy, and the year after it's again steel, and you have no idea why. But that's RC. We have no data, we have no sensors. It's guessing work most of the time, and these machines are so fantastic to learn about.
Yeah, it's feel and lap time. If those feel good, you run it.
It is, and difficult races like this, there is so many configuration or solutions to go fast, which I find amazing.
Yeah.
And like TITC, you watch all 10 cars of the AMA, and they all drives completely different, and somehow they're going almost the same speed. So you can see that nobody really optimized anything completely. They just find ways to alleviate any kind of issue you might have, and find a way to go around it, and find a way to go fast. And at the end, everybody come up with a different solution, and it all seems to work, which I find amazing.
Yeah, it was interesting because at ETS first round, guys were complaining about their cars doing funny things at all corners of the track, in the front short chute, coming off the straightaway. It was interesting to hear that some guys had problems here, but same conditions, same everything, right? It's interesting
Yeah,
to hear.
yeah. I mean, you've driven multiple brands already, or you've borrowed the transmitter from a friend's car, and it's amazing to see that somebody's doing the same speed as you. You grab the transmitter, and it drives totally different. And you're like, how is that even the same speed? You grab somebody's car and it feels terrible, but what you don't see is that maybe it puts the power down so much better than your car, and the speed that is the acceleration that you cannot even feel or measure is so much better than yours. And then yeah, there's so many different solutions to go fast around the track. It's kind of amazing.
The worst part is when you grab someone else's transmitter in the same category and go faster. That's the worst feeling because it's happened to me many times.
I mean, at least you know it's not you the problem. You just yeah, you can drive fast. It's just that you need to spend more time wrenching, apparently.
I guess so. I guess.
Yeah.
Or wrench the right way. You mentioned like TITC, you guys were there for 10 days practicing,
Yep.
lots, hot days. And then ETS, you guys get 4 practice laps or 4 practice packs. Which do you prefer?
I have a thing for the TITC format. Again, I love practice to a fault, but I love to know that the stuff I prepared is the right stuff. So I like to get it wrong a few times before I get it right. So I like to eliminate any variable, and I always find it incredibly difficult to get, especially races where you don't have any practice. Let's like a world championship. Normally the track has to be different. We never practiced on the track. We never practiced the conditions. You have 6 to 9 practice runs, which is still not a lot. And you have to be sort of satisfied and content that the setup that you got is good enough.
Yeah.
You know it's not optimized. You know that it can be okay. It can feel good, or you know the problems you have, and then as a driver you need to adapt. So that's a different approach rather than a TITC or even better ETS Appledorn, where we know exactly the conditions. The track doesn't evolve that much. You know your package like the back of your hand, and you even know the options of setup. When this happens, I should go that direction, and vice versa. I tend to prefer a lot of practice, again, to a fault, because it can be so incredibly expensive, man. We use so many tires, it's just dumb. So we keep throwing money and more money and more money to verify that the setup is correct and to improve on setup and driving. So yeah.
How many sets of tires at TITC are you been going
I feel
through?
like the minimum amount is 20, but north of 30, 35 sets is not uncommon. Is because it's 6 sets a day for, I don't know, 5-6 days of practice. Yeah, 6 by 6, 36 sets. You're already there.
Crazy.
And you can't test on used because the race is on new tires the whole time. So yeah, you gotta be on new tires.
Yeah.
I mean, thankfully, the last 2 years at nationals, we've been using these tires in France, so I can recycle them. Because 1 battery old tires on sugar water in Thailand, they look so good after the run. And for French nats for practice, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's pretty much wasted. Yeah.
I think you would like the indoor champs in Cleveland because the track is open 24/7. So you can run all night long.
This actually, I've not been a fan of that in the US. The fact that it's not controlled practice, it's completely open.
Yeah.
There is a sense of injustice or inequality in that I don't really like. Like once the race had started, I want everybody to be in groups. So we have the same amount of practice. We have a set schedule. You know what time you're gonna wake up. Well, I mean, in Cleveland, you know what time you wake up. You wake up at 5, because that's the only way you're gonna get track time.
Yep.
But which, I mean, for coming from Europe works, because then we can stay even in the European time zone. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like the fact that you can have 5 runs of practice if you're clever and you don't mind queuing a lot before Q1. I feel like
Yeah.
I like the whole you vet practice the day before, controlled practice is over, it's the new groups. Q1 is at, I don't know, 10 a.m. on a Friday, and you have no track time before. The mental exercise of that, I like it a lot, to where your first flying lap gonna be the first lap of Q1 on that
Yeah.
day, and you gotta deliver. You don't know how the track is getting, you just have info from your teammates that have probably run before, but in a different class. You've made overnight changes that you have no idea what they're gonna effectively do on the track, and your job is to just nail it. And I love that exercise. I think that's what I want. And the
Yeah.
whole, I had 3 runs before Q1 on that day. Yeah, okay. I feel like it's overly optimized. I like to have some bit of variability in the setup. Like as I said before, I also, even though I hope that I nail the setup and I have enough information to have the correct setup for the conditions, I like that I'm not entirely sure how the car is going to feel comes Q1, and I need to adapt and overcome any sort of issues. You have only that one chance to deliver.
Yep.
This I do like a lot.
Yeah. It's crazy because some guys stay up all night long practice up until 6:45 a.m. and then Q1 starts at 7. Other guys
Yep.
sleep all day and do it. It's and the track changes so much. You can feel the AC pumping, and 1 minute it's
Yeah.
hot. It it's so inconsistent that way.
Yeah.
So it's makes it
Yeah,
very
and if
difficult.
your class is after or before the pan cars, it's radically different, and stuff like that. I and on top of it, because the stuff in Europe is like so organized in groups and heats, you always know that you drive such a long time after, say, Formula class or whatever. But I found that practicing in New York was almost irrelevant. Like you practice with slower cars, you have no clean laps, so the quality of practice is a lot worse than. So the quantity, no doubt, you have so much. But I feel like the way we do it in Europe, you have less practice, but the quality is always 100%. So you prepare your car perfectly, you go new tires, you have only 4 or 5 practice runs, but they're all critical, but at the same time, you get the perfect conditions to actually practice and test.
Yep.
So I feel like what you get for practice run, of course, if you get a DNF, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
But again, yeah, from what you get from the perfect track conditions, I feel like it's better than. But again, some people love it. I'm sure Sam loves it the way it's done in the US.
Yeah, I think
So
he does,
who
but
am
he
I?
doesn't like
Yeah,
racing GT12 cars out there and stuff. He's told me. But yeah,
but yeah, I
it's
mean,
interesting.
we every time we left the track from New York at, I don't know, 11 or something p.m., Sam's still there, and we show up at 8 in the morning. Sam is already there, so he must be loving it.
Yeah, he's
I
a
don't know when this
machine.
guy sleeps. Yeah, he doesn't sleep, I guess.
I don't think he does, and I think that's why he kicks all of our asses at the
Yeah,
back
I
pits.
guess that's it's some sort of robot AI thing. He plugs himself in the wall, and that's how we charge, right?
Yeah, his eye charger.
Yeah. Damn
Talking
guy.
about qualifying, ETS, you guys do qual points.
Yep.
Many of the North American races we do, like at MyGP.
Yep. FTD.
Yeah. Which one do you prefer?
I prefer a mixture of both. Only points at the end sucks. It's too much of that. It's the same strategy all the time, and so on. And I like every once in a while in FTD, like in US. They
Yeah.
both have their pros and cons. I would argue that points can be more fair as long as it's done the correct way. I mean, points on the carpet, it's perfect because the track doesn't evolve and there is a lot less, far fewer chance for bullshit to happen. Points, if it's done wrong, can be terrible. Like the way it's done at the Euros, for instance, I hate it with the bits. It's 2 out of 5,
Yeah.
and we only have 3 sets for 5 runs, which means the likelihood of somebody gambling right and having a new set of tires when nobody has and score a TQ or a second is high.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it happened last year. We had, well, the track got really bad because of some somebody kicked dirt in the last round of qualifier, but Alex Hagberger was in the previous seat, TQ'd the round, and with TQ and probably 5, he started like ahead of everyone. Like I think he started P5, and we like the 3 guys behind him were tied on points.
Yeah.
And I feel like this was not entirely fair, of course. But 3 out of 5, like even Germany has done 4 out of 5 with only 2 sets of tires, and that was fantastic. Yeah. Because you need to deliver every time, even on used tires, which I think is a thing to be considered to go back to driving used tires, even in modified. There has to be a way to make it work. And yeah, I feel like FTD on asphalt outdoor, no chance. It's gonna be just one qualifier that's gonna count for everyone. There's always a rocket round somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, a bit of both. Again, FTD is good fun every once in a while. I even love the single main format that sometimes happens. I like a single main. I don't want the world championship to be a single main, but every once in a while it's good fun because there's actual pressure. There's you need to deliver, you need to commit. So do you take some risk? You put the nose on the inside, or you just chill and accept that you keep your position? It's totally different mentality, and I did it a few times, and I feel like the pressure and it's very tense. I do enjoy it.
Yeah, it's good. I've raced triple mains only like 2 times, I think, in my.
Okay.
And it's way different feel because single main, like one mistake, it's like my run is done.
You're out.
I'm done.
You're out.
Where triple main's like, okay, I messed up. I get 2 more.
Yes, and I mean, especially, can you imagine like a race like TITC when you put 10 days on the line and it's just a single main? That could be amazing. Because yeah,
single main on used tires.
That nobody has ever run the whole week. Yay!
Right? Has to
just reverse the direction at this point, right? Just drive the wrong way. Just throw a dice.
That would be awesome. There's been a big talk though about we do so much qualifying and not enough racing in our RC, format. Do you think that's true? Do you think we need to do more racing compared to qualifying? I've heard a lot of solutions to the problem, but obviously nothing sticks. What do you think about that statement?
Actually, I don't know. I'm not even sure what I think. I feel like if it would be like a championship like Formula One, where we race every 2 weeks, then sure, throw some jeopardy out there, some randomness, short qualifying, and a lot of racing, and you give the points at the end of the weekend. The way we race, ETS is 4 to 5 races. World Championship is once every 2 years. It better be fair. So I like a format that ensures that the fastest guy will start at the front and there is no randomness going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure. If one day, but it's not going to happen, but if one day we race every 2 weeks, all the pros together, yeah, sure. 3 days format, Friday practice, Saturday qualifiers, Sunday mains. Yeah, just keep doing it. But it simply doesn't work for a championship or a race that is actually important where, I mean, you're here to celebrate and reward the fastest guy out there. And you need to somehow find a way to ensure that the guy who wins is the best guy at that race. And I feel like it has to be, you need to ensure that, yeah, a DNF will not cost you 10 spots like this.
And we talked a lot about this. Obviously, the North American guys, the Worlds is on asphalt, which North American top drivers don't get as much as the Europeans.
No.
How interesting do you think it would see if we saw Worlds on carpet, CRC carpet or ETS carpet? Do you think that would really shake the game and maybe bring some names we haven't heard of to the top of, the touring car scene and internationally?
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, I'm not even sure why I think it's in the rules that the World Championship is decided on asphalt. I feel like it could be up to the blocks to decide whatever they want. in a way, the way the system works is up to the blocks to show to the rest of the world how they do RC
Yeah.
and what people like and a different way of doing things. So everything is like uniform and the same everywhere. It's not interesting. And this is the essence of traveling half around the world to experience something new. And it's the same hobby, but the experience is quite different. So again, I'm open for it, but at the same time, as I said before, giving up a world championship title, it has to be as fair as possible. In my view, it shouldn't be just one race every 2 years, but such is the situation to where nobody could afford a championship like Formula One. I mean, the idea from RCGP, for instance, it was an amazing idea to do more racing and an actual championship with a bit more randomness and side-by-side racing. I'm sad to see that it has not really flourished. I would love this to be tried again, probably in touring car, I don't know, and it would give, in my view, it would make the winner of a world championship with multiple runs even more legitimate.
Yeah.
Because if you can win across 5, 6, 7, 8 races across an entire season, yeah, obviously you're the best.
Yeah.
I feel like anybody can have a bad week, and if it so happens at the world champ, then no trophy for you. So luckily, the way it happens, it tends to be fairly representative of who is on form at the moment. But if you revert back to what happened in Bakersfield, I feel like it was an actual 50-50. You do this race 10 times in a row and you have a different winner every time. And probably 4 times Mikael, 4 times Bruno, 1 time Mark, 1 time Ronald.
Why do you
So
think
I
that
feel
is?
Like because so little variables. I mean, there was obviously contact with Bruno and Mikael in A1. If that doesn't happen, I'm pretty sure Mikael wins the race. But I feel like I feel like his mentality was broken after A1, and that he was on a defensive driving the whole time. And then Mark got strong by Sunday. So with a few little extra here and there, he could have won the race, and same for Ronald. So I feel like this race could have been won by anybody in the top 4.
Yeah, it would be cool to see if a world championship did it 3 races, one in Asia, one in Europe, one in North America. So on each
absolutely.
blocks, carpets or asphalt, whatever they want, it'd be cool to see if they did 1 and 1.
The 3 main blocks, each responsible for one run. I mean, could be submitted. Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe that's an idea that Lucas and Max come up with. Here we go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It would be very cool. It would be very interesting. You would have to perform at all 3 in different conditions.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, it would be, if anything, more fair. And as you pointed out, a very good chance to have some new talent burst on the scene. Like, obviously, Sam did super well in Bakersfield, but who knows what would happen if all the best drivers in the world come to prepare, I don't know, at Apex or wherever, and the race is held in Cleveland or something like that, and that's the actual World Championship round. I think we can see quite mixed up results and a few North Americans pulling out a few surprises.
Yeah, I agree. And it's interesting. Obviously, Sam is Sam's the best black carpet driver right now in the world. It's
no doubt.
But it's interesting because when Mikael came to champs a couple of years ago, he was on pace within 1 day.
Yeah, he does that.
So it would be interesting to see if he had 3 or 4 days at a facility to actually practice, how much the difference would be, if difference.
Yeah.
So obviously, being as fast as you are, and RC cars is arguably your life. It's your job. Very lucky. What are some tips you have for someone who's new, who's watching this, who has their first car? They've been racing a year. They go to their local club. They race every Saturday, Sunday, whatever. What are some tips you have for them to improve both on the car wise and driving wise?
I mean, obviously ask themselves if that's what they want to do, how much they enjoy it, and what they want first and foremost out of the hobby. Because I mean, you and I, we want to be as good as we can be, and we want to improve. But I feel like for some people, it's not necessarily true. To just want to have a good time and bash around with friends. But if the goal is to improve and get better, I feel like it's first, well, obviously discipline and do the things in the correct order. But I feel like, as always, I don't know, in becoming an expert, there is always this thing that comes back is deliberate practice. So practicing is easy. You go to the track, grab the transmitter, and do laps. If you like the hobby, it takes virtually no effort. But if you want to get better, is you need to figure out your weakness and work on them. And that's the difficult part, because working on your weakness is hard. You don't see progress. It's difficult. It's time consuming. You get tired. I don't know. Let's say you're brilliant on high traction and you win everything, but as soon as you go to low grip, you get destroyed. You have no fun. The car is sliding around. You can either never go to low grip racing anymore and claim victory, or if you want to get better, you need to put yourself in that situation again to where you improve, and that's not fun. So, and then the hobby that you like so much can also become difficult and it hurts. Like, so you need to decide. And I feel like this applies to everything. Like, and then when you figured out pretty much everything there is to figure out about car and driving, then you ask yourself, maybe I should do sports now and be in better health and improve my sleep schedule and improve my eating habits, because that will also eventually make you better at RC racing. So there is no limit to how far you can push this envelope. And but I guess, yeah, deliberate practice is what is often overlooked. Just raw regular practice that is only focusing on the things you're good at, it's lost time because you're already good at it. So there's no point. The little progress you're going to do on something you're very good at is only marginal, but the progress you're going to do on something you're arguably less good at or even bad at, this will have much bigger impact on your results. But obviously, that's the difficult bit and the thing that nobody wants to do. That's the part that takes effort.
And you do your fair share of club racing as part of the big. I see you in France all the time racing at some
Yep.
clubs. What's something that's most overlooked on a new person's car that you see quite often? It's a setup thing or maybe a maintenance thing that they overlook. For me, I always see guys. I go push their shocks, air.
Yeah.
You know, what's something that you see all the time?
Especially on the somatics, it has to be dampers because they're so finicky and so small. There's so many things you don't see. But I'm sure you're well used at massaging an RC car, and it's amazing how quickly you can feel and get the vibe for something is wrong. Yeah. And that's often people who just beginning, they have no idea because they have no idea how it should feel. Yeah. So I think the first thing to get used to and to learn is ask a pro or a good guy at your club, grab the car and have a feel for how things should be. And very often this can be a good indication that something is wrong in your car. So train your muscle memory in a way to just touch things and see how it should feel. Yeah. And it has to be often shocks, probably transmission as well, like broken belts and pulleys and so on. But I feel like as long as your geometry is sort of okay and everything pointing in the same directions and the shocks feel all right, it is likely that the car is going to drive okay, especially with the modern touring cars that we have that are very refined, and most of them are pretty good. If the conditions are not extremely high grip or anything like that, you should be fine. Yeah. And very often radio setup, I released a video about steering. I think this one was very important, like setting up your steering correctly can be very important. If you don't know how to do it, chances are you're going to do it wrong. And once you know how to do it, you're like, okay, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. And can be a game changer, yes. You released it onto your YouTube or your Facebook page? On the Automatics YouTube, in the build videos area, there's, I think the final one, probably it's not even in, There's the 800R playlist should be the
Okay.
last one.
Okay. And we talked about RCGP. This will be the last big question. We always compare RC to Formula One, and we see all kinds of other racing on the TV and scaling massively. Do you think anything needs to change for our sport to scale to that level, or is it possible to bring our sport to that level where it's a little bit more recognizable?
I So first, do we want that? That's the first question. Should it stay sort of amateur, niche kind of sport that is not shown to the people and is not on the forefront of motorsport? In my view, no. It's interesting. I think it's great to watch. And also it's my livelihood. So I want everybody to do RC. More money to everyone, and my job would be a lot easier.
Yeah.
However, if you want to achieve that, we need to be more professional. And very often, I feel like with the people who have been willing to show the sport to more people have tried to overstep themselves. They try to go too fast. Now the ETS has been slowly learning about streaming, and it's been, I don't know, 4 years that Red RC is no longer coming to ETS, and ETS is making the broadcast themselves. And it's not something that you can do overnight to learn how to broadcast, and they figure out that it needs money. The setup is very expensive. You need people, you need commentary and stuff like that. So this in its own already takes time and effort, and is absolutely difficult.
Yeah.
Two, I feel like aiming at Formula One is probably not the right call, but you look at all the others, smaller categories, or even a very good example, in my opinion, is esport.
Yeah.
I feel like we're more closely related to esport rather than motorsport in a way we could broadcast it. I mean, the way the format is right now in RC, there is racing from 8 a.m. until, I don't know, 11 p.m. at night, 4 days straight. Nobody will watch that ever. It's just friends and some curious people that stumble across the YouTube stream or the Facebook stream. They stay for 5 minutes. Toy cars going around, and they do something else.
Yeah.
So as long as we're not able to package it in a way that makes it into a compact show for, I don't know, Sunday finals or anything like that, we have no chance.
Yeah.
And on top of it, to be discoverable by, I don't know, Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or whatever, you need luck these days. It's probably something you could buy into by spending a lot of money that we don't have right now. Or some blessing could come from somebody mildly famous with good following, does RC and brings his community into the sport. Like, we know for a fact that whenever Esteban Ocon or Lewis Hamilton drives a Tamiya car at the Japanese Grand Prix, it doesn't do anything to us. Like, the connection, the bridge cannot be it's too wide. These two.
Yeah.
So I think the first step would have, and this is pure luck, but to have someone mildly famous with a decent community, I don't know, coming from sim racing or some kind of video game or some YouTuber that is not too big, not too small. This could have a positive impact to where we then need to be more professional about what we do and start broadcasting better, and we could benefit from some collaboration and stuff like that. But no, aiming at being prime motorsport on TV in front of thousands, if not millions of people, we're not able. I mean, look at most of us at interviews, at even at ETS, we're not that good in front of a mic. So even us, we would need training to be good at what we do.
Yeah.
Which we are all nerds and we want to drive RC cars. So that's not our highest predicament at being good at an interview in front of a camera. So it needs to happen slowly and gradually. And even though I wish that it would happen, right now it's not taking that direction per se. But if it does happen, it needs to be slow and gradual. we need to learn first what we are and what we want to broadcast and how we want to broadcast ourselves and how to get better at it. But it will not happen like this, and it's also something that we want to make it happen.
Yeah.
And it will require the work of many, many people. And right now, the guarantee of success is very slim, and the guarantee to recover your investment if you want to invest in something like that is also very slim. So it would take somebody very passionate. But yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
One can dream. Maybe even actual racing is banned because of greenhouse gases and environmental things going on. Maybe we become the motorsport that everybody is allowed to do, and who knows? Maybe we're gonna benefit that for a short period until we can't even travel by plane anymore. It dies already, so who knows? Right now, let's enjoy what we have. It's pretty good the way it is. Let's make it as good as we can, and step by step, we can probably progress.
Yeah. Well, it's been an amazing hour and a half. It's learned so much and so much insight from the pros. I have some quick fire round questions before I let you go and stay up till midnight to enjoy your birthday. Well, I will salute you tonight at midnight when it's my time. Okay, quick fire round question. Favorite track?
Appledorn.
Favorite race you've attended?
TITC.
Toughest competitor?
Mikael Orlovsky.
Indoor, outdoor?
50-50. Both. I have no preference. I love both. I'm sick of carpet when carpet is over, and I'm sick of asphalt when asphalt is soon over. I mean, I live in an area with exactly 6 months between the two, so I'm very lucky on that front. So yeah, both.
So then carpet or asphalt's 50-50?
50-50, yeah, absolutely.
Biggest RC pet peeve?
Pet peeve is a phobia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit. I gotta have one that triggers me every time.
Yeah.
Broken sensor wire.
Okay. Favorite race day snack?
Bangkok basil chicken any day.
Okay. And a track that you haven't been to that's a dream track for you to race at, if there is one.
I've been really blessed to go in many, many places. Oh, I've never been to the Tamiya track in the US. I missed that. So yeah, that's never gonna happen, and I totally missed. I went to the really race the year after it was closed. So I raced in Steel City.
Yes, yeah, the big one.
Yep.
Oh, that's it. You answered them quick and fire under a minute. You're a pro.
Thank you.
Well, Lucas, it's been an awesome. It's been I've learned lots personally. People will learn lots, obviously, about you and yourself, and it's been a pleasure to have you on our show. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure.
No problem. I hope to see you at a race soon. Maybe I'll have to come over to Europe and get my ass kicked from you guys, or you come back here and kick my ass.
Maybe you hold yourself in Dimitri's suitcase the next time he flies over to. If you want to hear the lovely French accent of Dimitri the whole weekend, but
I talk to Dimitri all the time. Him and we stay together for New York again this year. We'll stay together.
He's a legend.
He is a legend. So he always tells me we need to go together to Europe. So this year I'll try to make it happen to go over with him.
So we'll expect you and we wait for you. Pleasure.
Yes, sir.
To have
yes,
you.
Sir.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Lucas. Have a great evening. Happy birthday to you early. Enjoy tonight.
Thank you very much.
Good luck at the Huddy Arena.
Max, enjoy your day. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you, sir. Ciao for now.